Hello, Math 1. This is lesson 9.d, which is I can solve a system using elimination. So basically, when we go to use elimination, just like substitution, we have a goal, right? And the goal that we have to accomplish is to break the system of two equations and two variables down to one equation with one variable. Okay, so now, the first step in solving using elimination is to write each equation in standard form and align like terms vertically. When we say standard form, we're talking ax plus by equals c form. Now the second step is to multiply one, both, or maybe neither equation by some number that creates a pair of opposite coefficients for x or y. So when we talk about these opposite coefficients, I either need one of two things to happen. If I add the x's, right? So if I take, say, 6x minus 6x, that would give me 0x. Notice you have an opposite coefficients here, a positive 6 and a negative 6 add up to 0. Or the same thing can happen for the y. So I might have something like negative 2y and 2y. So when I add them vertically, I get 0y. And when we get zeros, right, that tells you that term eliminates. Okay? So we sometimes force that to happen. Once we have those opposite coefficients, what we do then, right, is we add the two equations vertically. And after this step, our goal is accomplished. Meaning, we have it now a system of two equations with two variables broken down to one equation with one variable. And then all we have to do is solve the remaining equation for the remaining variable. Then we're going to substitute the answer we get from 3 back into the one of the original equations and solve for the other variable. And then we gather our ordered pair solution. So let's take a look at the first example. Notice here, if I add these equations vertically, I always do that test first, right? Add the equations vertically. Sometimes the variables will, eliminate automatically. So here, if I do 3x minus 3x, will that give me 0x? Yes. What I notice is the x terms cancel out as soon as I add these vertically. So now I notice 0x gets rid of that. So I have 9y minus 5y is 4y equals 27 minus 23 would give you 4. Divide both sides by 4 and y is equal to 1. Now I have to take that value of y and I plug it back into one of the original equations. So 3x plus 9 times, I'm going to substitute 1 in for y, equals 27. 3x plus 9 equals 27. Subtract 9. 3x equals 18. Divide by 3, x equals 6. My ordered pair solution, remember we always put it in x comma y form, so it would be 6 comma 1. Now that's a real easy elimination problem, but the reason I like to give that one first so that you see why we need these opposite coefficients to happen. So the next one, if I add these vertically, 6x and 6x add up to 12x. They don't eliminate. 4y and 6y, they don't add up to 0. They don't eliminate. So what we have to do is force elimination. Well, I already have a positive 6x up top. If I can somehow turn this 6x into a negative 6x, right, I'd be happy. So notice here, we're going to keep this first equation, 6x plus 4y equals negative 46. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second equation and multiply everything by negative 1. Negative 1 times 6x is negative 6x. Negative 1 times 6y is minus 6y. Negative 1 times negative 42 is equals positive 42. Now, when I add these equations vertically, the x's add up to 0, meaning they eliminate. I get negative 2y equals negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 2, and y equals 2. Once I have y, I take that value, plug it back into one of the original equations. So 6x plus 4 times 2 equals negative 46. Solve for x now. 4 times 2 is 8. Now, subtract 8 from both sides. It gives you 6x equals negative 46 minus 8 is negative 54. Divide by 6, and you get x is negative 9. Ordered pair solution, negative 9, 2. So for the next example, right, I go through and I do my tests and I add the x's, they don't add up to 0. I add the y's, they don't add up to 0. So I'm trying to figure out, right, what variable would be easiest to eliminate, right? So I have to force this elimination by multiplying one or both equations by some number. Well, what could I turn the x coefficients into, right, so that they're opposites? Well, this is already positive 10. Is there an easy way to make this 5 a negative 10? And the answer to that is yes. How would I turn that into a negative 10 by multiplying it by some number? Well, if I multiply it by negative 2, right, my top equation stays the same. 10x minus 5y equals negative 15. But my bottom equation now, negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. Negative 2 times negative 9y is plus 18y equals negative 2 times 12 is negative 24. Now, the x's eliminate. Negative 5y plus 18y gives me 13y equals negative 15 minus 24 is negative 39. And when I divide by 13, y is equal to negative 3. So, once I know the value of y, I can plug that in to find x. So 10x minus 5 times negative 3 equals negative 15. So 10x plus 15 equals negative 15. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 15. 10x equals, it's going to give you negative 30. Divide by 10. X is equal to negative 3. Ordered pair solution, negative 3, negative 3. Example 4. Right away I look, the x's, they are not easy to eliminate. I cannot multiply 4 by anything to make it a positive 6, so they add up to 0. I cannot multiply negative 6 by anything to get it turned into a positive 4. And make it work out nicely. Same with the y's. I can't multiply 2 by anything to make it a positive 5, and I can't multiply negative 5 by anything to make it a negative 2. So what I'm going to do is pick, right, what number can I, or what can I multiply each equation by to eliminate one of the variables. So there's two routes I can go. One, I can turn the x's into 12 and negative 12, or I could look to turn the y's into 10 and negative 10. It really doesn't matter which route you go, right? What I'll do is I'll look to eliminate the y's by making this positive 10y and this one a negative 10y. So what would I have to multiply this top equation by? Well, what times 2 would give me 10? 5. So that top equation is now going to become 5 times 4x is 20x. 5 times 2y is plus 10y equals 5 times 8 is 40. Now, what can I multiply negative 5 by to make it negative 10y? And that would be 2. So 2 times negative 6x is negative 12x. 2 times negative 5y is minus 10y. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. when I combine these, 20x minus 12x now is 8x. Y's eliminate. Equal 40 minus 8 is 32. Now I can divide by 8 to get x is equal to 4. Once I have the value of x, I can plug it back in. 4 times the value of x I have is 4 plus 2y equals 8. 16 plus 2y equals 8. Subtract 16. 2y equals negative 8. Divide by 2. Y is negative 4. Ordered pair solution 4, negative 4. Now the last one here. Again, same thing, same idea. I look, there's no way to get away with multiplying one equation to eliminate the x's or y's. So I look, what could I turn the x's into? Well, I could turn them into, say, negative 10x and positive 10x. Or I can turn the y's into 6y and negative 6y. Again, it doesn't matter what route you go. So if I wanted to eliminate the x's, okay, what would I have to multiply this top equation by to make this a positive 10x? Well, negative 2 times negative 5 will give me positive 10. Here I need this to be negative 10, so 5 times negative 2 would give me negative 10x. Now those would add up to 0. So once I distribute this negative 2 to everything in the top equation, it gives me positive 10x. Negative 2 times 2y is minus 4y equals negative 2 times 32, negative 64. The bottom equation, 5 times negative 2x is negative 10x. 5 times negative 3y is minus 15y equals 5 times negative 10 is negative 50. X's eliminate. I get negative 19y equals negative 114. And to solve for y, divide both sides by negative 19, and y is equal to 6. So I take that value, again, it doesn't matter which equation I plug it back into. So if I choose the bottom one, right, negative 2x minus 3 times 6 equals negative 10. Negative 2x minus 18 equals negative 10. Add 18 to both sides. Negative 2x equals negative 10 plus 18 is 8. Divide by negative 2. X is equal to negative 4. Ordered pair solution, negative 4, 6. So this is elimination. Do me a favor and complete this student practice and let us know what questions you might have.